Day 3 in Shenzhen. Going for breakfast. Going back to the food street, but on our way there, stopping by every single convenience store that we see. I am on a hunt for mint Sprite. Unfortunately, this place does not have any, nor did any other place. Kind of sucks. But we make our way down, and it was a weekend, and also not really breakfast, not really lunch yet, so it was pretty quiet here. A lot of places were closed. I think this area mostly caters to like working people, so makes sense. Got some curry fish balls and some fried rice stuffed inside chicken wings. We waited for this 9 renminbi bubble tea, but I think it was like online orders only, and there's only like one worker, so the wait was too long, so we just left. The food was alright. I mean, it was really cheap. It was good. I think the being that Lulu had was maybe just a couple renminbi. Anyways, off to Guangzhou, taking the highways they're told. And so I guess they track the toll with that blue card that they give you. And while we were driving, we actually had no gas in the car. Like, we were just looking out for a rest stop off of the highway. I think the meter literally was on empty, but we do finally find one. We don't run out of gas, thankfully, but we were probably pretty close. Also, on the highways and everywhere else, tons of cameras. They're like taking photos of you. Like, they're like every half kilometer, there's just a big row of cameras. And oh, look at that! It's Canada pillows in a Chinese car. Huh. Anyways, welcome to the great city of Guangzhou. Ta-da! So we're here in Guangzhou to visit Yoxiao Park, something like that. It is Guangzhou's largest park, I believe, and yeah, just green space within the city. Some kid was having a birthday party, and as we get started, Lulu found her favorite osmanthus flowers from the tree, so she picked some to smell. Apparently very nostalgic for her. They smell nice, sweet. Yeah, there's the name of the park, and that's the trail that we're going to be heading down. Not much of a trail and more like a sidewalk, but apparently this park has a bunch of cats in it. So this was our first sighting for the day. But it really is just a peaceful stroll. Guangzhou has a yearly flower festival, maybe February, maybe late January. So while we were in this park, we saw a bunch of construction setting up for the festival. Randomly in the middle of the park, there's this Korean garden, like Korean style buildings. We didn't go inside, but it's a pretty large area. And here we are at the first lake. I believe in most of them you are able to rent out paddle boats, which we see mostly families, pretty much all families doing. Here we are at, I guess, the main entrance, one of the main entrances. There's a big gate, and it's surrounded by a whole bunch of these floral decorations, right, for the flower festival. There's a bunch of different lakes here too. Well, a bunch, maybe like 2 or 3. So that first lake there, you could see that workers were building up the metal framework for what was going to be a dragon that would extend and cover the entire artificial lake. But here we are at the main attraction of the park, which is the 5 ram statue. It's based on, I guess, folklore, mythology, where it was some kind of famine in the area. And then the gods came down, each riding a ram that had rice stalks in their mouth. And then it brought prosperity to the city, something like that. But I think like it was like, I don't know, maybe like 2 rams and then like 3 female goats, whatever they're called. And then one baby goat. So it's kind of like 6 rams. I don't know. Anyways, absolute state of the Chinese washrooms, and OMG, NFT store. Yeah, they didn't really actually sell NFTs. It was just a regular convenience store. But I find that in China, NFTs are kind of just like a hype thing. And here we are We walked a lot faster than the people we were traveling with, so here me and Lulu were just chilling, I guess, in the main area. Past all the glitz and the glamour of the big city, we make our way to this Michelin recommended pigeon restaurant. So this restaurant was pretty cool. We came in just at opening, so they were having a little staff meeting at the front, but we still got seated immediately. The place is quite large, but it's a good thing we came at opening because it filled up quite quickly. They had a pretty extensive menu, so we got a lot of stuff with pigeon in it. Except for this dish, this was like blackened tofu, so it was silken tofu with like a charcoal crust. I'm not too sure, but it was like a super crunchy outside, and then it just dissolves inside. Oh, so good. These are a whole bunch of different pigeon styles that we got. You can order a bunch of different styles. You know, spicy, marinated, roasted, like original. There's like garlic roasted. I think these are like pigeon kidney kebabs, and then we got pigeon fried rice. We a lot of food, but it was really good. Really pretty good for the price. We actually absolutely demolished everything, but for sure the star of the show was that tofu. I need to learn how to make that. And yeah, and this is a waiting room, so it's just a whole bunch of people just waiting to be seated, maybe an hour or two into the dinner service. But it's a good thing that they had the arcade machines for the kids. And you can't have dinner without dessert, so just a short drive south of Shenzhen, we're in this small village called Shenzhen. We're here for their local specialty. In this town is where um, ginger milk or ginger milk pudding or curd or something like that was invented. But to get there first, we gotta trek through these village back alleys, passing by these super traditional, just Chinese nostalgic convenience stores. I guess that's what they were. Um, Not too much happening in this part, but it was still really cool to see. There's some small food vendors. Honestly, a really cool area. I'd like to visit again, maybe in the daytime. The Main Street area, though, was popping with life. Across from the KFC Coffee, the K Coffee is the restaurant that we're going to. I don't know if this is the origin. I don't think so. But it is apparently supposed to be very well known. We all got some kind of ginger milk, except for Lulu, she got the sesame one. But I got ginger milk, so the ginger actually curdles the milk, so it's a super light kind of pudding. I don't know, maybe kind of like similar to almond milk. I'm not too sure. I also got papaya milk, that was really good. But the ginger milk was great. I really enjoyed it. But you can only eat so much of it before you kind of get tired of it, like because the ginger is such a strong flavor. But I can imagine just making this when I'm sick, and it's just like super healing and rejuvenating. It was great. Um, but this is just some extra footage, which reminded me we were playing some Cantonese bangers on the way there. But yeah, we went home and then passed out immediately.